Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with Me, and I wanted to show you your Friday freebie. It should be going up, and as soon as I get this video up, it should be available for you to download. So it's just two really pretty pages. You can use them for Valentine's Day. You can use them for any day of the year. It doesn't matter. I've got a full collection of this that I'm working on, so it will be available shortly. And this one's got some music page and some vintage lace, and then this on it. So we're going to work with those in just a minute, but first I wanted to show you how you can do the little project that we're going to do today using your 12 by 12 scrapbook paper scraps, if you have any. I have a few pieces. This is a Tim Holtz piece, I think. No, it's not. This is one of those pieces of that paper that Melina gave me, and I don't know where it come from. But I had a scrap of this laying on my desk, and I am going to use this to start with. Now, what we're going to make, they're not matchbook covers. They're going to be something different. I have made some similar to this before, but not anything exactly like it. And we're going to try something a little bit different. I'll tell you the sizes that I'm folding up and everything, but you can use any size paper that you want. Fold them as much as you want, not fold them, it doesn't matter. Alright, I used a 4 by 12 piece of scrapbook paper, and then I folded it up 5 inches. So this is 5 inches, and then I'm going to fold this little piece down. Now I'd like to have a little bit more than that to fold down, but since that's all I've got, we'll work with it. I think we can work with it and do what I want to do. And like I said, you're going to think, oh, that's the little matchbook covers. I've done those before. No, this is not. It's going to be something different. Okay. So that is just a little flip down. Now on the inside, right here, we're going to put some scrap paper. So it's going to be kind of like a little notebook, but it's still going to be something different. Now I've got a lot of scrap pieces of paper here that I just save up when I've got little pieces cut off here and there. And we're just going to pull some out and use them. I save all of my little scraps back. Oh, that'll be long enough. It doesn't matter if it goes the whole length or not. It doesn't matter. Just grab some scraps. They can be all different widths, all different sizes. Just grabbing some. They can be book pages. There's an old vintage music page. I don't know how many I'll put in here. I'll count them when I get them pulled out. Okay, let's see. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Alright, so 14 pieces. And I'm just going to, let's see, tear that off. I'm just going to tap them all down at the same end. I want this end to be flush, or one end to be flush. It doesn't matter which one. And then just decide which one you want to put on top. That one will be fine with me on top. And then I'm going to measure in here to see. There's my score line. So I need to tear these off or cut them off right there. Now, if they're long enough, you can just fold them up and cut them in half. And you've got another little journal there. But these are not quite long enough. Not all of them anyway. So I'm just going to go through here and tear some of these off like this. I'll use those on another one. Okay. So that took no time at all. Now, just make sure that they're all tapped down again. This is going to go right here. This is going to fold up. And the way I'm going to put these in is with some brads. I do believe. Thinking about it. Yeah. I'm going to put them in with some brads. So I'm going to clip these on the side first. Just hopefully it'll hold them if my clips are long enough. Yeah. And then I'll get my little punch here. And I'm just going to punch a hole up here at the top. It doesn't have to be any particular width. I'm just going in far enough that I know I'm going to catch any of those that are a little bit narrower. And try to get it somewhat even. Okay, and we'll get some brads. I can really do these any color, I guess. So I might just use some of these. Let's see. Yeah, those will work. I got quite a few of those too, so. Well, that one didn't want to go through. Okay. Now we can take these little clips off of there. And we've got our little notebook in there. That will fold over. This folds up. Now I'm going to round these corners just to give it a little bit more decoration. Now with these in with brads, you can take this little notebook out and replace it with another one if you want, or ever who gets it can. I'm going to ink mine up. You don't have to do this. It's my preference. Okay. Now I'm going to clip this right here on this side. And I'm going to clip it on that side, and then I'll show you what else I'm going to do. Hopefully, if it works. We're going to try to do it anyway. This is some seam binding that I got from my scrap cabin. Erin sent me the spring bundle. And I also have a discount code if you guys want to use it to get 10% off. It's Scrap with Me 10. And it looks like it's all caps. Scrap with Me 10, and I'll also put her link in that below as well. And I'm going to use some of these, I think. Sorry about the crinkling. Let's just use a nice green one. That's pretty. This is kind of a neutral color, so it could be any color that we want. Now I just need a piece that's going to wrap around 2 times. And again, this is not the normal, so hang on. We'll see if this works. I'm going to clip this up here so it'll be kind of out of my way. And I hope I left me enough. Maybe. I'm going to find my center. There we go. There's the center right there. Now, I am going to glue that down right there. I think. I'm going to use some of our score tape to glue this down with. It'll hold fabric. It'll hold paper. It holds just about anything. So, just going to use some of this. You could use your Fabri-Tac, but this is a thin seam binding, and I don't want the Fabri-Tac to show through. That's my only reason for not using Fabri-Tac. Now, just make sure that you press it down well so it adheres to the paper. Then just pull your backing off. And I'm going to find my center again. There we go, right there. And then I'm going to flatten that out. And I'm going to put it right across there. And then this is going to wrap around, and I don't think I left myself enough. No. Well, I didn't. I will leave more next time. It'll tie, but it's not as much as I wanted. And I'll tell you about how many inches you need to leave once I figure it out myself. See, I wanted it to tie in a nice little bow and then hang down. So that one, it's not exactly like I wanted, but it works. So this is just, you just untie it and you're ready to go. You know, you're ready to open this up, journal, do whatever. And this goes inside your little journal. But yeah, I wanted a little bit more, and I was too stingy with it because I love her seam binding so much. But we'll go ahead and just tie this. I may just tie it in a little double knot for now, just a loose one, and that'll be one right there. So next time, Edith, don't be so stingy with the seam binding. You can get more, you know. All right, now I think on this little piece right here, I want to put a little label. I just feel like it needs a little something on there. I love the seam binding, but I want this piece to slide down just a little bit so that it's not right on top of that. And then I want a little, either a little stamp or a little label or a little something on there. So let's see if we got some small ones. I know I do, I just don't have them all cut out. Let's just do this one right here. It says Saturday matinee, 5 cents. Wow. Wonder when you could get into the movies for 5 cents. I can remember getting into the movies for 6 RC tops, RC Cola tops. They had a special that they would run every so often around here, and one theater did it. And you could, if you saved up 6 RC Cola tops, then you could turn those in, and you could get into the movie on I think it was Saturday afternoon, or I don't remember. One day, anyway. It might have been during the week. But my niece, ooh, I just refilled my glue. My niece and I used to do that all the time. We would beg her dad to buy RC Colas instead of the colas that he liked. We'd say, please buy RC so we can have the tops. We want to go to the movies. Well, I messed that label all up by pouring the glue on it, but I think it'll dry and be okay. We're going to put it on there anyway. There we go. And then I'm going to put a little label down here of some kind. I think I'm going to put maybe this one. Do they even make RC Colas anymore? I don't know. And that might have been something we just had around here. I don't know if it was all over the United States or if it was just a southern thing. If you had RCs in your town, let me know if you did. They used to be a really good taste. I know, I don't know about now. I don't drink colas anymore, but I know when I was a kid, of course we didn't get them all the time, you know. We didn't get them very often. So when we did get one, it tasted wonderful. But I know I loved the taste of them. Let's see, we'll put that one over here. All right, so there is that. We could put, you know, you could keep going and put another label on if you wanted, but I think that's good enough for now on that one. Now, let's use another piece of paper. Now, I want to use a piece of this, but of course, this is not going to be tall enough. So we're gonna make do. I'll say that. We're gonna make do. All right, I need it to be at least 4 inches wide. So I need to tear it off right there. And I'm just gonna tear mine. I'm not gonna, hopefully I'll tear it straight. If I don't, we'll figure it out. Okay. We can do this and tell if I tore it anywhere near straight. Well, no, look at that. All right, we'll straighten this up a little bit. It doesn't have to be perfect. And now we're going to tear another piece. Let's just cut this one since I made such a flub out of that one. Let's cut it. And I don't want to mess up my flowers, so I'm going to see if I can straighten this piece out first. Okay. And now I'm going to cut another piece at 4, and I think I might cut this piece. Now, if you have some digitals that run the other direction, the 11-inch direction, then you're good. You're absolutely fine. But I didn't have any made like that in this before I thought what I wanted to do, so I'm just straightening this up a little bit just so that they'll kind of sort of match up. All right, now let's decide which one we want to be. Okay, I'm going to let this one be the front since it's got the floral on it. Now, I'll show you about how I'm going to fold this. And yes, the back is a whole lot shorter than the front. I folded the front at 5 1/4, just almost the size we did that other one. And then I'm going to take this piece. Let's decide which is which side. And I'm going to glue it right across there if I can figure out which way I want to glue it. Hold on a second. Is that up? Yeah, that's up. Okay. I'm going to glue it upside down. And you're saying, what? Because this is going to be the back. So I'm gluing this piece upside down. Because when it folds around to the front, I want the front part to be right side up. And then this will fold around like this. Now, this is not a real thick paper, so I may fold this over to make this flap a little bit thicker. I think I will. I'm going to fold it over and then glue this flap down. Make it a little bit thicker. You don't have to if you print on thicker paper. I just didn't. Like I said, when I printed these and when I made them, I didn't even know what I was going to do with them. But then during the middle of the night, I thought about doing this. Okay, we're also going to cover this, and the reason being is I just want to have a little bit of paper in here that you can write on. You don't have to cover the whole thing. You can put a smaller piece of paper on it. Let's see what I have here. I'm just going to cover it with this. And like I said, it doesn't have to go all the way from side to side. You can just tear a little piece and put in there if you want to. Okay, we'll glue that down and then I'll trim off. I think I got a little bit of overhang. So the best way to do it with these is with your digitals is to print the back side. Go ahead and print something on the back side and then you won't have to do this. You know, I never know what I'm going to do, so I can't prepare like some people do. Because I have to do what comes into my head, and usually it doesn't come into my head until right before the video, so. Alright. Now let's fold this back up. I'm going to go ahead and trim that little piece right there off. I got a little overhang. Fold this piece back up. And let's see. I want to fold it right there. I think that's where, about where it was folded. And then this piece we're going to fold down. And I'm going to leave a little room up there at the top. See, I didn't fold it all the way. I left about 1/4 inch. Okay. So there is our little notebook this time. And that will just slide down in a pocket or clip to your journal, whatever you want to do with it. I'm going to go ahead and ink it up. Okay, now let's get some paper that we're going to put in here. And I'm just going to grab some different ones. Doesn't matter too much, as long as we've got paper. I want a piece of that old music cover right there. Put in there. And I do add quite a few, just so that it'll be a little bit fuller. There, that should do it. Now we're gonna tap them all down at the same thickness on this end. We're gonna tap them all down to one end. And then I got a little bit of that that's out there. All right. Then we'll measure and see where we need to start tearing these off. Right there. I just put a little crease in it, and then I take my little ruler here and just start tearing. You can cut them if you want. I like the torn look, so I think those can go in the garbage. That one, we can save these. These will be good for collage pieces or stamping. All right, we've got all those torn off. And I'm just gonna make sure it looks like I've got no, I got them all down there. I thought I had a stray there, but I don't. Now we're gonna put them right up here at the top, close to the top, not all the way, because your little piece here won't fold down. Just close to the top. I'm gonna try to clip them. Should use my long paper clips. And then we're just gonna punch a hole. There. Up there. And let's get bread. Now this has got some pinks and reds on it, so we could use some of these pink ones. I don't use these very often. Wrong color pink. That one is the right color, I think. Yeah. Now, if you want to, you can cover those brad legs on the back. I'm just going to leave them like they are. And then if somebody wants to change the notepad, they can do that. Now, you can also, you know, stamp something on the front here or put a little label on it, something like that. Let's see. What are we going to do? I did get a new stamp in today, and I will try to remember to link it below. And of course I want to put the butterfly on there, you know that. I'm going to use some VersaFine. And I'm just going to stamp a little butterfly right there. There we go. Oh, I like that. Now, this can all be for journaling if you want it to be. And then that's going to fold up. That's going to come over. And then I'm going to clip them. And then we're going to put our string around there. Let's go ahead and put a little piece of this down. This is our 1/4 inch score tape. Pull that off, and then let's see which one we want to use. I think the pink one. What do you guys think? I think pink. This is called Dusty Pink. Now we're going to cut a larger piece this time. I think we are. If we can find the end. There we go. Right there. All right. That's going to go there. It's going to go around. Let's see. I think it looks like about a yard. Let's see if that's about a yard. It's a little bit over a yard. It's probably It's probably about 1.5 yards, maybe. And that this may be way too much, but I'd rather have too much as not enough. So I'm going to put that right there. Now before I do anything else, I'm going to find a little label to go on there. And I think I might use one of these. We'll just put that there. It says always and forever. That doesn't necessarily have to be Valentine's Day, so it can be whatever day you want it to be. And I think I'll put that one on this side. And yes, art glitter glue glues that well. I've not had a problem with it gluing on top of that seam binding. So then we're going to pull these around to the back side and bring them back to the front. And see, I do have way too much this time, so 1 yard will probably be just enough. But I'm not going to worry about it because I can use these other little pieces for the tops of my tags and things. But that is much better. But these will go, this will go over here in my little stack of lace to use for the tops of my tags. So see, I love that. And we'll put a little label right here, why don't we? Let's just do a number. You know I like my numbers. It's just another way to use some of your seam binding or lace. You could do this with lace, ribbon, whatever you have in your stash. Just another way to use it. And since I got this beautiful spring collection from Erin, I thought I would give it a go on this, and it works great. Okay, there we go. Another notebook. And it holds together fine, as you can see. So you want to make another? Let's make one more. Let's use a piece of this. I don't use this very often. I've got this one little scrap piece left. So let's go ahead and use it. And this is just a piece of scrapbook paper that I've had in my stash for a long time. I don't really use a shiny paper like that very often. So, and why did I put my trimmer up? I've got to cut this other. Cut it at 4. You can make them wider, narrower, whatever you want to do. But this is going to make 2. And I can use the blue side for one and that side for the other if I want. Let's see. I think I'll use the blue side out for this one. And I'm not measuring how much I'm turning it up. I'm just turning it up until it looks right, or looks like I want it to look. So there's no rule. And you can mass make these, just fold them like this and then start doing your other things to them. You can make them out of different scraps of paper just to add your scraps together. If they're not long enough, just glue them together like we did. I mean, that piece that we glued together is on the back, so it doesn't matter. We'll go ahead and fold this one too while we're at it. Let's see. Yeah, let's fold it this way. And see, this paper cracks a little bit. I don't remember what collection it's from, but I can solve that problem. I can put a little washi at the top if I need to. I'm not too worried about it right now. Okay. Now, let's find some papers for a little notebook. And I've still got plenty of papers over here. And you could cut all of your papers ahead of time, so then you wouldn't have to do anything except just put them in there. Now, these are a little bit narrow for this one. And that one too, really. But I'm not going to stress over it. I'm going to do it anyway. You know what we can do? Let's see. I'm just going to make this a little bit narrower. Just to make a skinnier one. because we've got some narrow papers left. Let's see, let's make it 3.5. 3.5. That will work. You can also make these out of envelopes, and if you want me to, I'll show you in just a minute how you can do that. Very simple. Just give a little measure. That looks good. And then we'll just tear them off and put these up there because they can go to that one. I'm tearing more than one, I guess you can see. And I don't mind the little ragged edge at the bottom. That doesn't bother me. But like I said, you can, if things like that bother you, you can trim them off with your trimmer. You don't have to do like I did. Just make sure that folds up. It does. Okay. Punch our holes. Well, look, oh, never mind. I started to say I rounded one and I didn't round the other one, but I cut it off, didn't I? Duh, Edith, wake up. Oh, Lordy. It is Friday, right? All day. Okay, now let's find a brad. This blue. I guess we can just go with a regular. These are like a, I don't know, a silverish, stonish color. And you could use little ones too. These just happen to be some big ones that I have. You can use any size. Or if you don't want to use brads, you can just stitch these on. Or stitch it in. Glue it in. Whatever you want to do. Right. I like that. So that's going to go down like that. Go ahead and clip it. Now see, I'll probably have to put a little washi up there at the top, but we can do that. That's not a problem. I've got plenty of washi. And I think we've got a nice color that we can use on this one, I believe. So you can make them up in a hurry. Why don't we use that off-white, I guess it's called? I don't know. All right, let's just do a yard this time, Edith. Don't go crazy. All right, we'll go ahead and put some little stamp or something there. A little number, maybe. I know what we'll do. This is one that I made a long time ago, and I haven't used it in a while, so let's just use this one. It just says, "Make today great." We might as well, hadn't we? Not going to be another day today. Not going to be another. You won't get another one. This is all you get for the day. This day will never happen again. There we go. And then we'll wrap this around. And this around. I bet Erin never thought that her seam binding would be used like this. So yes, a yard is more than enough. So, won't even take a yard. Well, this is a more narrow than the other ones, but a yard on the larger ones, and then you could do smaller on these. That's cute. I'll cut these off. That will be just enough to do the tops of tags. Don't waste any of it. Can do a little ink. Then I may do a little washi. I don't know. I may do washi later. I'm going to put washi on later. Right now, I am going to put on a piece of this. This is washi, but I'm putting it down here at the bottom. I'm not putting it on the seams. And this is from the washi tape shop. I'm just going to wrap it around. I'm going to take this little stamp, and it's got a little bit of blue in it. It says November 29th, 1873, Fleming. Okay. You know what? I think I am going to go ahead and put a little piece of washi up there at the top. I'm going to use this, and it's going to run sideways, but I don't care. And yes, you are seeing correct. I've got a button there. That's the one that was so hard for me to get off. And so I put a button there to kind of hold it, to keep it from gluing down. I know you can use a paper clip, but I just happened to have a button on my desk, so that's what I used. And it may not even be straight, but oh, and it covers the brad legs too, so that's good. There we go. Straight enough. Straight in Edith's world anyway. All right. So there is another one. Now, I told you I would show you how to do it with an envelope. Now, I'm probably not going to do the whole so here it's an envelope, and I'll tell you about how long it is. This is a junk mail envelope that is 9 and almost a half inches. Doesn't matter how wide they are. Don't worry about that. And I'm going to fold it up. This one won't be folded up quite as much. 4 1/2. That's what I folded it. That only leaves me a little piece at the top, but guess what? We're going to cut that off. Now, the first thing that I'm going to do, I guess, is knock everything over. I'm going to trim this little side here because it's kind of jagged where we tore it apart, or whoever tore it apart. And I'm going to trim it down to 3 1/2 inches. The reason being is I know the rest of my scraps are kind of narrow. So make sure I've got that cut straight. It keeps sliding a little bit on me. I can't hold it with my hand too well. It looks pretty straight. We'll see. Yep, it is. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and glue these little pieces down, because if you don't have an envelope that you have coffee dyed or tea dyed or whatever dyed, then you're probably going to want to cover your envelope over. And with these, we can do something a little bit different. So I'll show you what we can do different. Let me lay these aside. I'm going to grab our other page, and I'm going to use some of this, I think, on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let it run as far as it will down through here, and then we will put something on the other part. Hope I got that somewhat near straight. All right, I want this to be up, so I'm going to put it on there like this. This is the back side of the, well, this is the back side of the envelope. And I'm just going to use some glue, art glitter glue. You can use your glue stick or whatever you've got. Now you could leave it wide enough to where you could wrap it around if you wanted to. Looks like I didn't leave mine quite wide enough, but guess what? I'm going to ink it so it doesn't matter. For demo purposes only. No, I will ink mine up so it doesn't really matter. I'll just cover up that white with a little bit of ink. All right. Now we'll fold this piece back up. Fold this piece back up, Edith. You folded the wrong side. There we go. Okay. Now we need to put something on here so that we'll have a flap to come over. Now I'm just going to use another piece of this paper. Let's see. I think we can tear it right there. If I can find my pencil, I'll mark it. And maybe I can tear this one straight. Or maybe I'll just cut it. What about that? Now again, this is not a very thick paper, so I'm going to fold it in half and glue it. Just to make the flap a little bit thicker. Right, now we want, let's see, we want this side to come over the front because that's going to make that writing the right side up. So I'm just going to fold a little piece here. And that's just going to glue right back there at the back. Okay, this is our flap. I like that. It's a longer one. And then this is the bottom part. Now, I would cover this with paper. Let's see if I've got enough paper here. If not, yeah, I've got enough. I'll go ahead and cover this with paper, and then we will finish this one up. Okay, we'll fold this bottom back up. We've got the inside covered. And then we'll bring this over. I'm going to round the corners. Hopefully the glue is dry enough I can. Oh, I like that one. I like it lower. Even though it covers this, when you open it, it doesn't. So I like that. Okay, let's make a little notepad real quick to put inside it, and it'll be finished. Okay, we have our papers, and it looks like they're going to fit well. So we'll make sure they're all tapped down to the one end here. I'm going to start out with my green one. Try to clip them if I can. Some of these are a little bit shorter, but that worked. We'll go ahead and punch our hole. Ooh. Oh, I must have put more papers in that one. Now, since we have green in this, what about we just do a green one? Oh, wrong color green. Let's just do this color green. I don't think I have another one of those others. I might. Okay, that still folds down well. That still folds up well. Go back over it with my bone folder just to enforce that. And then we've got this folded over here. And then let's get I'll tell you what, I think I'm going to use that pink again. What did I do with it? There it is. Do we want to use the pink again? I think so. Now, Edith, try to do this right this time, okay, girl? Hey, all I'm doing is just giving myself more tag toppers, so I can always use those pieces in the tops of my tags. That way I don't have to cut them. They're already cut. All right, find the... You know, I don't like to measure. You could definitely measure this and get it right every time, but you know me. I don't like to measure. All right, we're going to put that there, and I am going to put a date on here. A little date right here. We got in more new product today. I put that in a little while ago. So if you want to go over and check that out. And we are getting more of everything that has sold out already. I know some people said, oh my goodness, by the time I got your email and got to your store, everything was gone. It goes in a hurry, believe me. So when I send the email out, I mean, it vanishes. But we have more on the way, so don't stress. Have more of the scorched timber on the way. More of all the Wonderland paper on the way. Okay, this was a little much too, but not too bad. I think I might just leave that. I like that. I don't mind that. Don't mind that at all. Okay, I do want something up here because that looks kind of naked there. See if I have a label that has any red or pink in it. I do. Let's do that one. I'll have to clean up my desk before I can do any more crafting. I lost my voice. Sorry, I had to repeat that. Still battling this sore throat and allergy mess. Or sinus mess, whatever it is. All right, there you go. And I got my labels both on the same side, but we're not going to worry about it. That is it. Let me pull all of them back out here. All right, there they are. If you can see for my messy desk, that is it. It's just something quick and easy, and it's something a little bit different. And I got to use some of the brand new seam binding from Erin at my scrap cabin. So if you guys want any of her seam binding, you can go over and use our discount code. That will be linked below, right below her link. And get a 10% off of your purchase. All right, guys, we'll talk to you later. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.